Toyota has a new boss. Chase Elliott has a new sponsor. Connor Zilic is going full time. And, well, we got a lot of other stuff to cover too, so let's get into it. Coming up next. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, Spire has announced that Travis Peterson will be joining Michael McDowell on the number 71 car next season. Of course, he was with Michael McDowell at Front Row Motorsports, where he got 3 poles. He got the win, of course, at the road course at Indianapolis. And before that, he was with Hendrick Motorsports, where he worked with Jeff Gordon, Dale Jr., and Alex Bowman. And Rodney Childers on Twitter said, really looking forward to working with Travis next year. He has proven his work ethic and ability to win races. I know I will learn a lot from him. But that is not the only news going on at Spire, because last night, from a source close to the channel, I did get this text message. It said, just got the download. Justin Haley had inked a deal to go with the 48. Bowman winning Chicago saved his job. Hendrick basically bought out the 7 for Haley to go with Rodney Childers. Rumor is LaJoie to Rick Ware, Connor Zilic to run full-time Xfinity in a Trackhouse car, and part-time in Cup the number 88 car. The last part of that already was confirmed this morning when Dale Jr. announced on his podcast the Trackhouse driver Connor Zilic, as expected, will drive the full-time Xfinity Series next year for Junior Motorsports, as announced on Dale Jr.'s podcast that dropped this morning, according to Bob Pockris. But let's go to the other part of that rumor, and I want to reiterate, this is a rumor. Normally this guy has come through. Normally when he says something, it is pretty accurate. He does have connections in the sport, so I tend to believe it. I believe him because 9 times out of 10 he has been right, but I do want to reiterate, this is just a rumor. But Justin Haley, regardless of the circumstance, whether you believe the first part, I don't really want to get into that, whether he was going to replace Alex Bowman or whatever, him going to the 7 car actually kind of makes a lot of sense if you go back to those comments that Corey LaJoie made. If you remember Corey LaJoie, when he finally addressed on his show Stacking Pennies, he said that it would be a real win. It wouldn't be like back in the day when it wasn't a real team and they got that rain shortened wind. It was definitely a total shot at Justin Haley. Now, if Justin Haley is replacing him in that 7 car, that random, what seemed like a random shot in the dark, or Justin Haley catching a stray there, apparently that wouldn't be Justin Haley catching a stray if Justin Haley is the one replacing him over there. And even crazier is if Corey LaJoie is going over there to Rick Ware Racing in the 51. This is almost like a trade. So very interesting stuff. We'll see if it actually happens, but it does, from that perspective, make sense as to why Corey LaJoie would take that shot at Justin Haley. While we're on the subject of rumors, Jordan Bianchi has one, and he is listed. This is what he thinks is going to be the playoffs next season in 2025 for NASCAR. Phoenix, of course, Championship 4 would still be your championship race. Some people are upset about that. Some people are happy about it. They always sell out. It is a nice facility, so it is what it is as far as that goes. But the round of 8 is the one that everybody is sort of talking about. You've got Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Nobody really is upset about that. But then you got Talladega there, the second to last race in that round, and that is going to be a chaos race because Talladega, the super speedways are always a chaos race. And a lot of people, that raised an eyebrow because that is a chance for somebody that might not necessarily be having the greatest round of 8 or whatever. That's a good way for them to sneak into the championship 4. So that raised a lot of eyebrows right there, that being in the round of 8. And also it's getting closer and closer to the championship, which used to be a meme, of course, that they would put Talladega or Daytona as the championship race to get maximum ratings one year. Then, of course, Martinsville remains where it's been, the October 26th date. Charlotte Roval is going to be in the round of 12. Some people raised eyebrows about that, but you got to have a road course in there somewhere. Charlotte Roval is a road course, so you're going to have a road course in the playoffs somewhere, so no big deal there. And the other rounds, really not much to talk about, but just read them off here. Darlington, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Bristol Motor Speedway is the round of 16. New Hampshire, Kansas, and the Charlotte Roval, the round of 12. Chase Elliott has a new sponsor this weekend. It's going to be Slim Chickens. Coca-Cola has taken over the main sponsorship at Richmond. It was supposed to be Hooters. Hooters, of course, having the financial difficulties in the economy right now, couldn't honor their contract. Coca-Cola took over for them. But also on that quarter panel is Slim Chickens. And there is the car right there. You can see it right there. But Slim Chickens, could they possibly take over for Hooters? That is a question. It is a chain started by Greg Smart and Tom Gordon in a garage in Arkansas. Fayetteville, Arkansas was the first location. They now have 257 locations and hoping to have 300 by the year's end. And they've had a 60% growth rate since they have, in the last 2 years, I should say. In the last 2 years, they've had a 60% growth rate. So this is possibly something that could replace the lacking 3 or 4 dates that Hooters previously had. We'll have to keep track of that going forward. Will they continue, or is this just a one-off deal? And one final thing to note, speaking of Chase Elliott, remember when he broke his leg and everybody was like, oh, you shouldn't let drivers do stuff like that in the off-season? Well, Adam Stevens on the 2-week break somehow has injured both of his knees. A lot of people are reporting that it was a water incident or something like that. So now JGR famously, after the Chase Elliott deal, said that none of their drivers could drive on dirt. Now, will any of their drivers be able to have vacations while the season's going on either? I'm joking. This is a joke at the JGR policy. And this just further strengthens my stance, because no matter what you do, you never know what's going to happen. Doesn't matter if you're snowboarding or if you're just vacationing with your family, anything could happen. Anybody could get injured at any time. You can't worry about stuff like that. You can't stop your drivers from racing, in my opinion. This strengthens my argument. Of course, the last time I made this argument, about 50% agreed, 50% disagreed. So it is what it is. I still stand on what I said, and we'll see. We'll see if Christopher Bell and the rest of the gang over there at Toyota are allowed to go on vacations from here on out when we get breaks in the Cup Series. And of course, Adam Stevens will be in the command center at JGR. He'll be there helping out and giving them direction from JGR while they're at the racetracks. He said he's only going to be out a few weeks, so he should be back for the playoffs. So he'll be okay. Him and Christopher Bell will keep it rolling for JGR over there. And finally, Bob Hawker's reporting Toyota Racing Development President David Wilson will retire after this year. Tyler Gibbs, no relation to Joe Gibbs, will become TRD president. Tyler Gibbs has served as TRD general manager. And all right, that's all I got for you on this one. If you made it this far, would love to have your subscription. If not, I'll keep making these things. If you got a question, comment, or anything like that, leave it down in the comment section. I'll try to get to as many of them as I can. If you want to help out the channel, visit the merch store. The link is in the description. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.